What did I say we were going to do? Oh, introducing
Uh,
a new channel.
Absolutely.
How do we do that?
Uh,
We
well,
might just already have done that.
we might. Yeah,
I
technically
might
we have.
I might have just said we're introducing a new channel, and then we did it, and then I said how, but I'd missed the moment
That's it.
where we had our new channel. This is it.
Mm.
A
Oh
new
yeah,
a new conversation, a new
that is true.
channel, a new conversation. This
Absolutely.
is a new conversation, but it's also an old conversation. Not
Hmm.
only because we've been talking about it for the last 20 minutes,
Yeah.
but also because this is the second part of the discussion, a 6-part discussion, but also the second video, the third video. I'm not sure. We're going to release 3 videos at the same time to launch the channel. So this is like I said, the second part in a 6-part discussion, and also, so obviously is this the first part of that discussion, which we recorded 2 weeks ago with our incredibly well ghosted friend Stephen Hughes while he was practicing his hauntology last time. He has fully hauntologically evaporated, and he is no longer with us. He's not dead, but he's not here. And the third video is a video essay I've done, and I will not explain anything in the video because I think that's the way I'm going to go. But I might as well take this opportunity to do so. I accompany the essays by playing Civilization. So that's something you can all look forward to, because we're going to have an audience now. So ye all, while in our previous chats that didn't exist, we fully anticipated to do so now.
Yep.
But it's the video essay. It's a short 15-minute one, and hopefully all of them will be between 10 and 15 minutes, and not long enough for you to get bored of my Civilization 3 gameplay. Classic. Been playing that for 20 years and still really can't get off the easiest level. Sorry, the topic is about this chat. So in this chat, we're going to be talking about postmodernism and the universal subject. I notice. Okay, so the 3 sources is Mark Fisher's Capitalist Realism, the preface from Hegemony and Social Strategy by Lachlan Mouffe, and a video on Zero Books by Doug Lane from sometime in March last year, almost a year old, called Is Postmodernism Conservative? And the essay is inspired by that video because it's sort of saying something that maybe Doug Lane isn't focusing on as such. And obviously, because I started off talking about sort of the alt-right and only introduced Doug Lane's video into it halfway through, I'd actually kind of struggle to sort of really pin down his meaning. So at the end of it, where I say like his vagueness begs the question, I don't know, you might not remember because I assume, because I only shared it to you very recently, shared it with you. So like his main thrust of that video is going one way, and all of a sudden at the end, he sort of changes tack, I think, and I'm just like, oh, I think I don't think he's coming down on any side of the coin there. So sorry, the two sides are the main thrust is a critique of postmodernism as a conservative thing, in line with Matt McManus's book, which I don't know the name of. Sorry, Matt. Not that I know you. Sorry, Mr. McManus. That's the he's promoting the book because he's the publisher of the book, Doug. and not that I know you either, Mr. Lane. And he takes, in the middle of it, he takes the sort of what I, at least while I was watching it, was going, yeah, that's absolutely spot on. The Frederick Jameson side of things, with regards to our cultural stasis, and it feeds right into Mark Fisher's capitalist realism, but then which is all sort of critical of Habermas's modernism and liberalism and consensus based vision for democracy and the left. And but then at the end he sort of throws in the sort of possibilities of Habermas and just goes, well, maybe he has a point, sort of thing. But then as he does it, like he does a double mid-air pivot at the end, and then just sort of opens everything up, just going, oh, well, maybe all of it's bollocks. I think that's what he's saying. I mean, for anyone who hasn't seen the video, nothing I'll have said there just won't have made any sense, but we'll get into the actual video through this chat, and you can also just go watch it yourself. But yes, the third video that we're going to be publishing at the same time covers that, or is inspired by that. It's not a response to, but it's about it. It's taking those ideas and sort of maybe adding just a little step forward, even though we as the left are discussing these like safe sort of ideas, and we really need, like, I mean, it's almost as if the concluding point to any left video is, we need to make a strong step forward. Like Zizek always asks, like, what I want to know is, what will we do the day after the revolution?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's kind of the same ending to this. So we always get to this point, and we're just waiting for, someone to make those brave steps forward and be decisive. And actually, no, we shouldn't really, because that's kind of authoritarian. We should really sort of have an enormous democratic situation that opens up that negotiation to allow a sort of an organic conclusion to that question. But this video that I did was a little, because it's an interpretation of what he was saying, so it's a little step forward, not quite the brave step forward. But I suppose this chat, this 6-part series, is an attempt to make some solid steps towards, if not providing a suggestion for people to adopt, then at least for ourselves. And I think I mentioned, the way I put it in the last video was to help us insert ourselves in a process that is ongoing outside, that will lead towards a hegemonic left populist project. I mean, there are populist left projects, but perhaps not necessarily hegemonic ones, and you can't just make a hegemonic one. You can agitate towards a hegemonic project, and you can sort of wait for the opportunity and act on it decisively, be a part of it at whatever sort of level, because a hegemonic project sort of necessitates an hierarchy. So it doesn't matter where you are, where you find yourself on it once it begins to assemble. You sort of got to be ready to recognize and have worked toward that point, that once it becomes possible, it can go forward. So yes, inserting ourselves, if no one else, at least ourselves, into some sort of project that will make YouTube redundant. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think, yeah, like on the back of that, as you said, we discussed it briefly. Well, not, I think maybe towards the end was where I'm alluding to, of the last chat that we had, specifically, discussing, like you said, the these chats being the beginnings of, or the at least an attempt to kind of enter into the stream, so to speak. I guess like there is the running attempts that are being made towards some of the topics that we're talking about, progressive, strong bounds on the side of the left, towards these more sort of, I guess, overcoming some of the ideas that we've talked about previously, where the kind of, I guess, the hurdles that the left up to this point has sort of began to struggle more and more with regards to how we organize amongst ourselves, or the inability to do so. Similarly, I guess how we are presenting then in the public as as the left. What are we presenting as the left to the public, I guess, is a better way to say that. But by having these conversations, and it is something we touched on in the last chat about, what is, is the fact that we're even having these conversations in any way, shape, or form an act or a step towards this progressive movement forward that we want to achieve. And I think we kind of came to the conclusion that generally we feel absolutely, if, as we said, entering into a stream where it's already moving forward, it's joining in that revolution forward, so to use the word in two different ways. The word. Yeah, and joining in that movement forward, and as you said, if not only opening up
the
space,
word that won't be spoken. Sorry, continue.
At least opening up a space that might encourage other people to join us and start talking to us, meaning we can talk to them. Meaning that there's more people. Exactly. Encouraging more and more people to try and get involved with what we're attempting here. If only for that, if not, if only to sort of be making more sense of some of this stuff ourselves, and again, pushing forward.
If only to be less white and male.
If only to be less white and male.
But also what Ollie said.
Yes. It can be both. I think it is both.